What's going on, people? How you doing? TK coming at you, wishing positive blessings out to everyone. Positive vibes out there to the Facebook world, social media. Just got to talk to you guys this morning about the effective way to reach people or the ineffective way to reach people, because the concept of diversification and the concept of why you should have assets just doesn't seem to uh, make sense to people. I just had somebody who knows me inbox me, and they were talking about the gold business, and they was like, "How's it going? And is it paying?" In relation to a business that they're in that does pay, and the only point of reference is, well, all I know is my bank account is growing. Okay, so think about the fact that if you're making a lot of paper money, you are not winning, because if you only know fiat currency as money, then you're missing the boat. Paper money is a promise from the government, and it has no intrinsic value. It has no real value whatsoever. It's only deemed to be currency. It's deemed to be legal tender by the government because they have the power to say that. So any paper currency is only as valuable as the government that promises it. So I explained that to this person who was explaining to me that they're making a lot of paper money and they're happy that their bank account is growing. So I said, well, no matter how much paper money you make, you can never get ahead of devaluation and inflation. And the person was like, well, I don't understand what you're saying. So your purchasing power in paper is smaller than your purchasing power in gold, silver, and Bitcoin. And the person says, well, I'm assuming that gold is worth more, but I would have to do some research. And the question that was posed to me was, what can you buy with gold, silver, and Bitcoin? I said it's an asset that's accepted all over the world, and you can buy anything and have more purchasing power when you buy it, which means you'll spend less of it. And they were like, well, all I know is I could buy a house and a car with my paper. I said, okay, you can buy anything with gold, silver, and Bitcoin. And if you're going to buy a house or car with it, you have to spend less of it. It takes less gold and less silver than it does paper or Bitcoin, for that matter, to buy the same type car, same type house. So people don't seem. I ended the text conversation with that person by saying most people are going to die with the dollar and they can't be helped, because for whatever reason, mentally, people don't understand that gold, silver, and Bitcoin is a higher form of more sound money, and that the purchasing power within those asset classes are higher than that of paper. Paper currency is the lowest form of purchase power because it's constantly devaluing, and the Ponzi scheme of fractional reserve banking is designed to siphon money out of your pocket so that you lose. You never get ahead of inflation. You never get ahead of taxation. So savers are losers. And it's becoming to me more apparent that people can't understand that. You can't understand that paper money is worth toilet paper, and that gold, silver, and Bitcoin actually is worth more, and allows you to buy more because the purchasing power is greater. It's an asset that accumulates in value over time the longer you hold it. So it takes less gold to buy a car. It takes less silver to buy a car in relation to paper. If you're gonna buy a $200,000 house, it probably costs 4,000 freaking 1 ounce, whatchamacallits, 1 ounce gold bars. So the purchasing power is greater in that of higher forms of more sound money. That's what gold, silver, and Bitcoin is. And then I asked the question, I said, well, what do banks save, paper or gold? And why not become your own bank? Because gold, silver, and Bitcoin is a decentralized asset that's outside of government control, outside of permission authority. So I really try to help people and convey information that simply paper is worthless. Simply, the super rich don't store their value in paper. People with money, as opposed to poor people with paper, people with sound money have gold, silver, and Bitcoin. So if you want to build your own bank, if you want to build a sound future, if you want to build a legacy, you don't build it in paper. A house of cards falls over in a windstorm, and guess what? The windstorm that is in fiat currency it involves the nature of the system. The inherent problems within the fiat currency is constant, what they label as quantum easing, but constant printing of new money within the circulations, which devalues the existing money in people's pockets. So you're losing if you stay in paper. You need to convert paper money to gold, silver, and Bitcoin. It's just that simple. If you're not smart enough to fucking acquire gold, acquire silver, and acquire Bitcoin, then honestly, you deserve to fucking die with the dollar. Because I soul search for patience with people who can't fucking understand that gold is worth more than paper. You can't fucking understand that banks and the concept of becoming your own bank through a decentralized asset means that you copy what the fuck the bank does. And a bank doesn't store paper, they store gold, silver, and Bitcoin. Now, it can be argued that banks hate Bitcoin and that Bitcoin is not a viable part of the economic world, but I'm being prophetic in telling you that decentralized assets are a separation factor that will play a role in the future. So sleep on Bitcoin if you want and act like it's not an important role, but it is. And the issue is that these things are going up in value. Bitcoin is almost at $1,200 fucking dollars per coin. So how much easier it is to buy a house if one of your fucking coins is worth $1,200? Now, everybody talks about, oh, your language is too harsh, because your fucking mind is too stupid. Because the fact that you can't fucking understand that paper money is worthless. So I have to speak with authority and with harsh language to convey a harsh message and a severity of the situation. And even speaking harshly with authority and severity conveys no message. Because the light still stays off in your fucking head and you still don't get it. Paper is worthless. Keeping your money in paper is a fucking losing decision. Because it's completely controlled by the government. And we are $200 trillion in debt. And the only solution the government provides to your fucking debt problem is to encourage you to get into more debt. And then as a entity, they print more money, which continuously makes you lose. So it pisses me off that people don't have the fucking cognizant ability to understand that becoming your own bank is the solution to fucking devaluation and taxation. Opt out of paper and become your own bank. Acquire gold, silver, and Bitcoin before gold goes up to $10,000 an ounce, silver to $500 an ounce, and Bitcoin goes up to freaking $10,000 a coin. Acquire it now while it's low, and then ride the wealth transfer. Rich people don't do what the fuck you poor people do, who hoard worship and pray to paper money. Rich people are smart enough not to fucking do what you guys do. That's why they don't have your results. You guys have to fucking forgive my passion, because I'm truly trying to help some people, and it frustrates me that people can't fucking understand the strength of becoming your own bank, having decentralized assets, emulating the strategies and the techniques of the super rich, and physically using gold, silver, and Bitcoin to develop a legacy that's stronger than paper money. You're bragging about how much devaluated paper you have in your bank account, and you're looking at that like if it's a fucking thing to be proud of. And then you're not smart enough to understand that gold is worth more than paper money. And then you fucking sit around and brag about spending paper on liabilities that take away from your house. Sometimes I say that people deserve to be fucked up. People deserve to die with the dollar, because you're too fucking stupid to elevate into higher levels. I told you guys before that the super rich believe that poor people don't have the DNA to be wealthy. They don't have the fucking mental capacity to be able to deserve wealth. So they don't share this type of information with you guys because you're too fucking stupid to understand it. And they feel like you don't even have the DNA. You don't even have the fucking ability to deserve wealth. And I'm saying, fuck paper money. Take your God-given ability to make a decision and convert paper money to gold, silver, and Bitcoin. Convert paper money to something that could save your fucking life in the upcoming economic crisis that's known as the global reset.